The Gina and Matty podcast.
You have teased about Bridgerton season 4.
Oh, fellas, tools down. Fellas, tools down. It's time.
Well, the season 4 trailer has revealed which character the next season will focus on. Dearest gentle reader, we're most pleased to confirm that Bridgerton season 4 is confirmed and in development, much to our delight. So season 3,
What?
that was me being Lady Whistle Down.
Lady whistle up, that was.
Do you know season 3, part 1, drew 2.76 billion minutes of viewing time in the United States alone? Back in 2022, Bridgerton's second season was Netflix's most watched English language TV series of all time. The show has received critical acclaim for both of its seasons, earning praise for its costuming, acting, dramatic and sexy storylines, and diverse on-screen representation. So Bridgerton, if you're not into Bridgerton, I'm just trying to do a quick explain of the whole thing. Bridgerton season 1 told the love story of Daphne Bridgerton and Simon, the Duke of Hastings. Season 2 followed the enemies to lovers, Viscount Anthony Bridgerton and Kate Sharma.
That's a bit of a yawn fest for me.
Oh, not me.
Season 2.
No, give it to me. I
Queen
love
Charlotte was better, the spin-off one.
I
Anyway,
love Queen Charlotte. And season 3 followed the friends to lovers journey of Colin Bridgerton and Penelope Featherington, which I loved. And season 4, drumroll please, will follow Benedict Bridgerton, played by Luke Newton. So what's happening here?
Hang on, which one's Benedict?
Oh, very handsome. They're all very handsome.
They're all pretty good-looking roosters, aren't
He's
they?
the oldest of the brothers.
Is he
He's
the
a
one
bit
that was
free.
bisexual? Is he the bisexual one?
Yes, that's when I said
right.
free instead of bisexual.
Oh, okay.
Yes.
I won't pull any punches.
He's a free spirit. So that's going to be very interesting. But what happens here, every sibling has their own season, so there's plenty more to come, and they have got 8 kids. And here's an interesting fact you might not know.
God, it's going to go forever.
No, yes, lucky for us who love it. The kids are all named in alphabetical order. Anthony, Benedict, Colin, Daphne, Eloise, Francesca, Gregory and Hyacinth. How cool's that? I mean,
gosh.
it'd be hard to do these days, but...
Once we get to Zion, it'll be well and truly over, won't it?
So Bridgerton season 4 doesn't come out until 2026. Okay, in more news, have you been wondering, Maddie, have you been waiting for this moment when Ryan Reynolds and Blake Lively would at last reveal the name of their 4th child?
I've been struggling to sleep. I've just been like, seriously, Ryan, stop doing your
Come
bromance
on.
around the world with Hugh Jackman and just tell us what your kid's name is. I can't sleep.
Well, they've kept us waiting for 16 months, but he actually said something on the red carpet recently. He said, I'd like to thank my wife and my kids, James, Inez, Betty and Olin. So Olin is the name of the 4th child, in case you were wondering.
I'm just going to take the rest of the day off now.
I know.
My life is complete. Have you got one more quick one for us?
This one
Nice
to
and
me
quick.
is the most interesting. How much money do you reckon people get paid to go on Dancing with the Stars? Have you ever wondered that? I have wondered
Gosh,
this.
is it still on? Is that still on?
Oh, it's hot. It's going really good. It's on
Really?
right now and it's
gosh,
going
they
great.
get something like, I reckon something like 20 grand.
According to Gossip Mag Woman's Day, the celebs are paid between 20 grand and 100 grand to the highest celebrity. So our very own MasterChef royalty, Julie Goodwin, apparently is earning a 6-figure sign-up fee, and they panicked a little because she injured herself early on.
She did a calf, didn't she?
She did a
So
calf.
I saw that in the clicks.
Can you imagine how much they panicked? But she's all good. She's coming back. But
Good stuff.
Isn't that good? I have wondered that myself. You're welcome.
Great Star Watch, Gina Jeffries.
Gina and Matty.
Why are we talking fainting, Gina?
Yesterday, hot on the news was a lady stood too close to the horse at Buckingham Palace and the horse bit her on the boob and... It's funny. And
What happened?
the horse bit her on the boob.
Yep.
And it hurt so much she fainted. So, don't stand next to the horses at Buckingham Palace. You're not supposed to do that. But
Don't let the motorboat, just don't stand that close. Why do you need to put your buzzies in the horse's face?
it must have hurt, right, to faint.
Oh, to faint?
So my husband, when he was young, his brother is really close in age to him. And Rod could make his brother Jeff faint by just talking about blood. And he used to do it just for fun.
Schools were bandits for people fainting. I remember the person, Simon Kiprovich. He used to faint all the time when we'd be sitting in assemblies. Like, oh, God, don't let the assembly go longer than half an hour because Kippo's going to fall. Right, really.
Hey, Vanessa's on the line. You fainted quite publicly, Vanessa. What happened to you?
I did. I fainted at a Pink concert.
Oh,
Were you just so overwhelmed by her pinkness?
I was very overwhelmed, Maddie, by her pinkness. I'm not a very height person. I don't like heights.
Oh.
And, I hadn't really felt well the last couple of days prior to this concert. I hadn't been well, and I'd taken two of my nieces, and she'd come out, and you know how she comes up over you with doing the acrobatic stuff, you know, with the hoops and the loops and all that sort of stuff. I got a little bit dizzy watching her.
Oh.
And I said to one of my nieces, I said, I just don't feel right. And just as she was coming back into the middle to do an acrobatic, roll with a little thing and all that sort of stuff, I fainted. I fainted. I just dropped. Just dropped.
Did you come to see the rest of the concert, or that was it?
No,
out?
No, I was taken out.
Let's go
Kate,
one more. Who we
Kate
got?
from Greenpoint, what happened? What happened to you?
As a very lily-white, pommy kid arriving in Australia and starting school, assembly was out in the quadrangle. I was used to it being, it's freezing cold in the hall. It was early September. It was probably about 23 degrees. And standing out in the quadrangle at 11 o'clock in the morning, I went down twice in a week.
No.
Oh, no.
So embarrassing.
Where, the teachers would say, put the pommy kid in the shade at the back under the tree.
Not only are you dealing with being the new kid at the school, you're now the new kid who fainted twice in 1 week.
Yeah. When it was, boiling about 23 degrees probably. But, I heard the story about the Pink concert before. At the same school, I'm talking back in the mid-70s, Bay City Rollers were at the height of their Rollermania thing, and they toured here, and us group of girls were going to see them at the Civic Theatre in Newcastle. One of our girls at school had seen something in the media about a girl in the UK who got crushed or fainted in a City Roller concert and got pulled up onto stage. And so one of our dear intelligent girls thought, I'm going to do that. I'm going to fake that.
Oh.
And so to make it, and so she was obsessed with one particular Bay City roller named Eric. She thought, I'm going to make my way to the front of the stage, right in front of Eric, and then to make it really convincing, I'll have some fake blood capsules from the joke shop in my pocket.
No.
And I will faint, and I'll get pulled onto stage, and I'll meet Eric. Went to the concert, pulled off the plan, did the big swoon, bit the fake blood capsule. 4 security guards kind of carried her very undignified out, one limb each, kind of carried her. It was the most undignified exit. Didn't get anywhere near the stage, but the next morning, front page of the Newcastle Herald, there's a photo of her getting carried out.
Gina and Maddie.
I actually do need your help if you're listening and you're a plumber. If my tradie friends.
Are you soliciting plumbing for comment? Is that what's happening at the moment?
No.
Okay.
I just don't know if this has ever happened to anyone, if anyone knows what this is. So yesterday, we've had a leaky shower tap in our ensuite for ages, and I think I'll be fine. And at first I thought my husband's just not turning it off hard enough.
Of course it's Rod's fault. First thing you're going to do is blame Rod.
Yeah, exactly.
Poor Rod.
Anyway, it just gets worse and worse. So eventually I have to call a plumber. He finally comes over yesterday and fixes it. Anyway, then he's gone. I'm like, oh, woohoo, that's great. That's going to be so much less annoying than the drip, drip, drip constantly, which keeps me awake. Oh, it drives me crazy. Anyway, so he leaves and I can hear this kind of almost it sounds like across the road someone's got an angle grinder, like that kind of noise happening. And I'm like, oh, it sounds a bit close. So I go outside to see if it's our neighbour across the road, who does sometimes use an angle grinder in my defence. Anyway, so then this vibrating noise is under my feet when I'm standing on our front veranda. I'm like, that's not good. So I go down and put my ear up against the outside of our veranda where the water thing, when you turn off the water, because the plumber had to turn off the water, it's under there. So there's a big noise coming from under there.
Sorry, how's the noise go again? Okay.
And our front deck is kind of almost shaking like this. And I'm like, I don't think this is good. I don't know about plumbing, but I don't think this is good. So I ring the plumber up and he goes, well, can you go under there and just do something with the tap? Because I don't know how to.
He's asked you to do it. He's asked you to do it.
I don't know how to. So I go and get our neighbour, who's usually got the angle grinder. He comes over. Well, I can't get in there for a start. That's a whole different story. He comes over and he goes in and he just does something to the tap and the noise.
What, turns it? Turns it off?
I think, yeah. I think
Turns it on.
he's turned it off.
Okay.
Or off and on and off. I don't know. I didn't ask. Yeah, so that noise stops. Great. Problem fixed. Then I go upstairs and our toilet's running in our ensuite, which is where the shower thing was fixed, non-stop running. And, usually you press the button again, it stops
You
it running.
give it a little tap and it stops it, yeah.
Nothing would stop it. So, okay, I'm going to have to ring him because the toilet now runs non-stop. That's a whole new problem that didn't used to happen. Then our son, Jackie, comes home. Now, here's where it gets weird. He comes home about 10 o'clock. I'm trying to sleep. He goes to the toilet, presses his toilet, like this loudest noise booming through, because his toilet's right on the wall of our bedroom, booming through the walls and through our wardrobe, like the loudest noise you've ever heard in your life. And I'm like, well, that was weird. And I think, can I sleep through this? And I'm trying to sleep through it. And I'm like, no, I can't.
The bathroom could be flooding. Oh, God, could I sleep through this?
I'm trying.
Get my eyes closed.
Well, finally, it kind of stops. And then and I'm like, please don't have a shower, Jackie. Like, it's 10 o'clock, please, because who knows what's going to go on. He hops in the shower. The thunderous sound goes up by 27 million decibels. It gets even louder and is shaking, not shaking my walls, but feels like the walls are almost shaking. And it hasn't stopped, and it's this crazy noise. So I go in, I knock on the door, and I go, can you please get out of the shower? Can you hear that noise? He goes, yeah, what is that? So he gets out. He comes into my room because you can really hear it thundering in my room. And it's still going, even though he's turned off the shower. So the noise is not in his shower or his bathroom. The noise is in my toilet in the ensuite. In the toilet. And now my toilet's running and going crazy. So for me to stop the noise from his shower, I had to press our toilet again. And that stopped the noise from his shower. Now, is this weird or is this a me problem?
It's not normal. I can tell you that for a starters. It doesn't sound like something that should be happening.
I'm a bit worried I'm going to get home and the whole place is going to be flooded. I mean, I am worried. I'm going to, as soon as it's not too early for me to text a tradie, I'm going to text him and see if he can come back. But I won't get home for ages.
What is going on inside Gina's toilet?
Can you fix my pipes?
That's a whole different phone up.
The Gina and Matty Podcast.
For more great comedy shows like this, head to novapodcast.com.au.